the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Thanks for joining us for this Wednesday's edition of DC News Now at 4. I'm Annalisa Gale. Mark Hall has the evening off. Right now, millions of people are expected to travel ahead of the big holiday week. Thousands of them are right here in the DMV, and many are relying on Metro to get where they need to go. Our Randy Bass joins us live from Reagan National Airport this afternoon. And Randy, some travelers hit snags before they even got to the security line today.
Yeah, Annalisa, a very busy day all around here at Reagan National on Metro and here in the terminal. Taking a closer look at those security lines now, they've grown throughout the day and ebbed and flowed a little bit. Many of those passengers getting here by Metro Rail, some of them telling us those red line closures in effect have added extra hassle to their already busy holiday travel itineraries. According to WMATA data, more than 4,000 people come and go from Reagan National by Metro on an average day. 1,200 take the Silver Line to and from Dulles. Right now, we're looking at above average travel traffic around the holidays, and with repairs underway along Metro's Red Line, service between DuPont Circle and Gallery Place is cut off through December 30th. It means commuters and travelers are having to jump on shuttle buses or find another way to get around. Some Red Line riders are feeling frustrated by the timing of this round of Metro track work.
I left my house at 12:30, so it's an hour later. Usually I can get to the airport in like 20 minutes, and it just made me very angry.
And I totally forgot that there was that whole Red Line outage. It was a little crowded. I kind of sat with everything on my lap just because there was a lot of people trying to go in and out and stuff, but probably added like an extra 30 minutes to my commute, but it wasn't too bad.
The big takeaway here, leave early if you're heading to the airport. Give yourself time to get here, whether you're taking Metro, an Uber, or you're driving it yourself. TSA says the most busy days are expected tomorrow, the 21st, Friday, the 29th, and Monday, the 1st. Annalisa?
Yeah, Randy, lots to look forward there, too. Well, it's been a year since the major meltdown involving Southwest Airlines. Hard to forget that one. How are the flights looking right now?
Oh yeah, Annalisa, a very different scene than what we saw just about a year ago when thousands of flights were canceled and even more people were left without any way to get home around the holidays. Talking to Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg yesterday, he said in a press conference here, Southwest specifically has been under a pretty close microscope since that meltdown happened, working with the Department of Transportation and the airline itself to make sure that this doesn't happen again. Buttigieg also said yesterday that 2023 has been the best year for the fewest airline cancellations that we've seen in the last 5 years or so. So definitely an improvement for airline passengers heading into this holiday season. Live at Reagan National, I'm Randy Bass, DC News Now.
All right, Randy, thanks so much. And a live look now at the National Cathedral here at 404. Sunny out there. Let's turn over to meteorologist Damon Matson for a look at what to expect for the rest of the evening. Hey, Damon.
Hey, Annalisa. Yeah, I can tell you one thing. For any folks getting ready to head out traveling today, tomorrow, through the end of the week here in the DMV, weather is not going to be a concern for any travelers out there. Now, no question, we had a cold start to the day as we started with temperatures in the teens primarily across northern Virginia over toward the Shenandoah Valley and the Allegheny Front, and the 20s elsewhere. Even DC had a temperature of 29 degrees early this morning. But since then, given the fact we had a sunny sky and very calm conditions, we rebounded those temperatures. Still probably felt a little bit of chill to the air, but hey, mid to upper 40s, even a few lower 50s in Woodstock and Luray. Not too bad at all as we went throughout the afternoon. Now, of course, as we head into the night tonight, we will see those temperatures drop back off, mostly into the 30s, but it looks like clear skies, calm winds will continue to be our trend as we head into the night and again on toward the end of the week here, folks. Look at these conditions through your Thursday and Friday. Still a little bit chilly in the 40s, but no major worries. And even as we head into the holiday weekend, other than a stray shower or two, a lot of folks, if you're hitting the roads on Saturday, we're looking good to go. But Christmas coming up very fast for us here, folks. By Monday, could there be any unsettled weather possibly knocking on the door? We'll have a full look at your forecast coming up here in just a bit.
All right, Damon, thank you. Well, developing now, the steps and walking area between the Lincoln Memorial and the reflecting pool were vandalized earlier this morning with red paint as a sign of protest against the war in Gaza. Our Leonard N. Fleming joining us live now from the steps of the memorial. And Leonard, what have you seen in the last few hours since we spoke at noon?
Well, Annalisa, workers were called out around 8:30 a.m. today to talk about the cleaning process here. And if you look to my left a little bit here, you'll see this area is cordoned off, the steps and the landing between the reflection pool and the Lincoln Memorial. And they've had a lot of success already cleaning off the graffiti that's there. Good thing it's red paint. Is the red paint that they use is water-based paint, and the workers tell me, and it should come off. But the graffiti wasn't a welcome sight to the monument visitors coming here today.
I think people need to have a little more respect.
Keith and Delinda Kane are up visiting the nation's capital from Alabama, armed with cameras for pictures of the monuments. But vandals protesting the war in Gaza spray-painted phrases like "Free Gaza" and "Free Palestine" on the landing between the Lincoln Memorial and the reflection pool, and splashed paint on the steps.
Putting graffiti in national monuments, it's not going to change, what's going on over there. I understand you want to protest, but there are better ways to protest.
National Park Service officials began the work of removing the water-based paint with power washers and squeegees. Delinda Kane says she isn't happy.
I'm upset that it has ruined our photos because they're in the way.
It's just really nice that the people here are working to actually take it off, just so they can see the monuments for what they really represent.
Martin LeBlanc from Seattle is here visiting D.C. with family.
Everyone has a right for free speech, and you want everyone to have the ability to really share their political beliefs. But I would say, hopefully, there's just better ways to showcase that.
I understand protesting, but I don't agree with the fact that this beautiful monument got disrupted.
Rosella Russo was visiting the monuments with her relatives from Italy.
It's kind of sad that we don't get to enjoy it as beautiful as it could be.
There are cameras on both sides of the top of the Lincoln Memorial over here that officials hope can bring them clues as to who might have done this. Annalisa?
Leonard, thank you. And how long will it take to totally remove that paint? And when would that section that was closed reopen?
Well, officials say that it could take several treatments to get all of it to go away. But again, workers who talked to me earlier said that it should go away. It should be removed because it is water-based paint, so it should be easier to remove, but it might take several treatments. Reporting from the Lincoln Memorial, Leonard N. Fleming, DC News Now. Back to you.
Leonard, thank you. Well, in an update this afternoon in Maryland, we're learning more about fights in a Prince George's County high school. This fight was one of 10 that happened yesterday. We're still waiting to learn more from the school. It's unclear if there were injuries or how it's being handled, but the school did send out a letter to families recently, which we have obtained. Our Yamari Sase will have those details coming up in just a few minutes. And today, D.C.'s Mayor Muriel Bowser taking time to praise the attendance of students in the district. Bowser getting a lot of pushback for the decision, however, while absenteeism is slightly down. A recent report found that nearly 40% of the students in the district are missing too much time in the classroom. Our Daniel Hamburg heard from the mayor today. He'll join us in studio coming up at 4:30. Well, new details on the major heist at the Chanel store in downtown D.C. City Center. D.C. police have now released security camera video of the suspects in a car that was used in that robbery. Here you can see that white car they used on your screen there, and you can see the suspects going into the store with a fire extinguisher. Police say they used that extinguisher to distract employees and customers before getting away with 99 designer purses. This is the second flash mob robbery at the Chanel store. About 15 people ransacked the same shop back in February using the same distraction method. Meanwhile, in Virginia, Governor Glenn Youngkin delivering his biannual budget proposal to the General Assembly today. That includes money for teacher raises and major tax reform. Youngkin says with more people leaving Virginia than moving into the Commonwealth, he needs to reduce taxes there to be competitive. Now, to do that, he's proposing a 12% cut to the state's income tax to make up for some of the shortfall The governor wants to then raise the state sales tax from 4.3% to 5.2%. The governor says it will work out ways to about $1 billion in tax relief there, but Democrat Louise Lucas is not on board.
Just below us, North Carolina continues to grow at 90 to 100,000 net imports every year. We must start recognizing that structurally reducing the tax burdens on Virginians is critical.
How can you propose cutting all these taxes at a time when we have the headwinds of a recession facing us? How much sense does that make?
Young Kids' budget also includes a 1% bonus for teachers and state employees there in fiscal year 2025 and a 2% raise in 2026. Also in Virginia, 1 week ago, Monumental Sports and Entertainment unveiled a plan to move the Capitals and the Wizards from Chinatown to a new sports and entertainment district in Alexandria. And lawmakers said that deal does not require upfront investments from taxpayers, but there are still a lot of questions about that deal. DC News Now spoke to George Mason University sports management chair Craig Eshrick about the deal. While D.C. has a counteroffer on the table now to keep the teams in D.C., Eshrick says the Virginia move will likely happen given the scope of the announcement. As for using taxpayer money for the project, he says gone are the days of team owners paying to build their own arena.
They are going to throw in a lot of money, but more money is going to probably be needed from the state, from the taxpayer, from the city of Alexandria to make this deal work.
He also says with all the business tax revenue that would come to Alexandria, the city could handle to shoulder the burden there. We'll have more from this conversation with Eshrick on the future of the teams coming up at 5.